the exhaust stroke, how the energy will be taken up. You can see this. You can see this. Now, for example, you say this is the connecting rod and this will be connected to the piston, and the piston will be reciprocating inside the engine cylinder, and this will be supported by the bearings. And here at the end of this, there will be a flywheel. The flywheel will be there, and this flywheel will be acting like a capacitor. And what happens during this power stroke, once the power is developed, and due to this what happens, some amount of power will be stored into this flywheel, and to perform the suction stroke and the compression stroke and the exhaust stroke, some amount of energy which was stored in this flywheel will be relieved from this. Okay, this is what the working of the 4-stroke petrol engine. Now, how this 4-stroke petrol engine can be shown by the PV diagram I will be showing you. It is a pressure and volume diagram. And this is the pressure. You say this is my engine cylinder. This is the engine cylinder, for example. Okay, this is the engine cylinder. And now, during this suction stroke, the fresh air and fuel mixture will be entered into the engine cylinder. This will be entered into the engine cylinder. This is called the suction stroke. You say it is A to B. Approximately it will be happens at atmospheric pressure. And during this next stroke, what is this? The compression stroke. You can see that the first one is the suction stroke, the second one is a compression stroke. During this compression stroke, the compression of the fuel takes place. It will be compressing, and you can see that the pressure will be increasing, the volume will be decreasing. The volume of this will be decreasing. You can see that the volume earlier it was this much, and the volume will be decreasing, and this is what this particular thing is called the compression stroke. This is the inlet stroke or the suction stroke. Okay, and now next, at the end of this, suddenly what happens? The spark plug will develop the spark, and again the pressure will be increased, and the combustion will take place. The combustion starts here. And the more or less the combustion will start at constant volume, so that it is called as, these engines are called the constant volume cycle. These petrol engines are also called the constant volume cycle engines. And this combustion can be shown by the line CD. And now at the end of this, both the inlet and the exhaust valves are closed already, you know that, and you know that the combustion start. And due to this, the power will be developed, and the piston head will be, some amount of work will be done on the piston head, and the piston start to move downwards. So this is shown by this line, and this is the expansion stroke or power stroke. As I told you just during the previous explanation, at the end of the stroke, the exhaust valve will be opened, and in fact the combustion product will not be let to the atmosphere. The pressure of those combustion product will be fall down approximately to the atmospheric pressure. So this is sudden opening of the valve. Okay, you say it is A. Now at the end of this, the piston start to move from bottom dead center to the top dead center, so that the combustion product will be sent to the atmosphere more or less at the constant atmospheric pressure. This is what the PV diagram or the pressure volume diagram of the petrol engine. And in fact, the actual the PV diagram is slightly different from this one, and this I will be showing you. Here it may not be required. So this is the suction stroke, and this is the compression stroke, and this is the spark plug will develop the spark, the combustion start, and this is the expansion stroke, and again this will be exhaust stroke. So this is the actual PV diagram, and this is called theoretical PV diagram of this one. So once again, the internal combustion engine, in this the 4-stroke petrol engine I am talking about. Since this engine performs 2 complete rotation of the crankshaft or 4 stroke of the piston, the power will be developed, so that this is called as the 4-stroke engine. And this 4-stroke petrol engine, what are those 4 strokes? The suction stroke, and the compression stroke, and the working stroke or expansion stroke, and the exhaust stroke. So during this suction stroke, the inlet valve will be opened and the exhaust valve will be closed. The proportionate quantity or metered quantity of air and fuel mixture will be entering into the engine cylinder, and this entry will take place until the cylinder, the piston which is reciprocating in the cylinder, which will be reaching the bottom jet center. At the end of this stroke, both inlet and exhaust valve will be closed, and now it is ready to perform the compression stroke. During this compression stroke, both inlet and exhaust valves will be closed. The piston moves from VDC to the TDC, and due to this compression, what happens? The volume which was occupied this fuel mixture will be reduced. So due to this reduction in the volume, the pressure will be increased, the temperature will be increased, and what happens? The homogeneous the mixture will be formed within the engine cylinder. And at the end of this stroke, what happens? The spark will be developed in the spark, and due to this sudden sparking, what happens? The combustion takes place, and due to this combustion, the gases which will try to expand, so that those will be performing the work onto this engine cylinder. Those will be performing the work onto this engine cylinder, so that this is called as a power stroke. So due to this movement, what happens? Forcibly the piston try to move from the top dead center to the bottom dead center, so that it is called the expansion stroke or the working stroke of the engine. And at the end of the stroke, the exhaust valve will be opened, and the combustion product will not be let to the atmosphere. The pressure of these combustion product will fall down to the atmospheric pressure. Now the next stroke is the expelling stroke or the exhaust stroke. So during this exhaust stroke, already the inlet valve is closed, the exhaust valve is opened, and the pistons start to move from the BDC to the TDC. Due to this movement, what happens? The combustion product which was present inside this will be replaced. That means it will be moved out of the combustion chamber. Now this combustion chamber is ready to take the next fuel mixture, and this one complete stroke is the particular power stroke is